doing? Today we're going to be talking about the TreePod. Before I get to talking about it, I just talk about the assembly a little bit. Putting it together is not really that hard, but you have to follow the directions. The bottom in here, around here, and then around right here on the top, there's a metal frame that you have to assemble. It comes in pieces, and then you assemble it so it like piece by piece and wrap it around. There's a tube inside, or a felt tunnel basically that the tube goes into, and then you get all the pieces assembled. So when it's not hanging, when it's disassembled, it's actually pretty big. So if you think about the diameter of this bottom, that's as big as it is, but flat. So storage is going to be an issue, because unless you're really good, taking it apart and putting it back together every time you want to use it is really time consuming. But I've only done it once, so maybe the more you do it, the better you get and the faster it'll be. I don't know, I can't speak to that. It's moving right now because my kids are in it, so don't be worried. So if you come on over here, how it hangs from the tree is pretty simple. I should tell you that when you buy the TreePod, it does not come with rope. So make sure you have enough rope for wherever you're going to hang it from. Obviously, where you're going to hang it, the tree you're going to hang it from is going to be different depending on where you are, so I don't know how much rope you're going to need. The manufacturer's specs are that it should the bottom of the tent should be no more than 4 feet off the ground, and factoring into that 4 feet plus the height of the tent, you're not going to want to hang it more than 10 feet off the ground. The branch where you're hanging from shouldn't be more than 10 feet. What kind of rope you get is up to you. I think I went overboard. I bought 11 mil static rope for rock climbing. So that's not going to break. My concern is that the tree might break, but the rope's going to hold. So what you have to do is once you get your tree, this tree is probably a little bit too small, but it's all that we've got. You're going to just secure it to the trunk of the tree, and then you throw it over the branch where you're going to hang it from. Because we have it so far out, I just have it connected here. If it's a bigger tree, it might just go up once and then come down. And then where the branch, again, the manual recommends at least an 8-inch diameter for the branch that you're hanging it from. This is a lot less than that, but it's still holding because right now it's only my kids in there, so it should be okay. You just tie a hitch knot up there, and then you do another loop to hang from the tree. So this right here, this is the only place where the tent is actually being secured from. So the rope is attached to the tree, but this carabiner and then this little loop right here is the only part of the tent that's bearing all of the weight. So the kids have been in there all day. They've been playing. It seems pretty secure. I don't know if it's going to be how it's going to be a few months from now, but right now it seems to be really well made. And then if you look down at the bottom, to keep it from swinging all over the place, there are 3 guy lines. Basically, you just attach the string here. There are these 3 loops on the bottom of the tent. You just attach the string, and then there's some hooks you put in the ground there, and it secures it so it doesn't swing all over the place and put more weight on the tree. So this is basically it. The door opens up, and it's a good amount of space in there. They're 5 and 8, so if that gives you some idea of how big they are. If you look inside up in here, you're not going to be able to see very well with the camera, but hanging from the top, there is a loop, a string hanging down, so you can hang a light there for nighttime. There are also 1 or 2 little mesh baskets up there, or little mesh bags that you can put something in. But other than that, it's not a lot of, it's kind of no frills inside, but that's sort of the point. And then what I did want to show though is if you look at the bottom, it looks like it's hanging really low, and this is really just most of this is just air. This just hangs down a lot lower. The actual bottom of the tent where they're sitting on is up in here. So if you look at it looks like it hangs a lot lower than it really does. So if you just were to look at this, it looks like it's actually scraping the ground, but it's not. They're actually a couple, maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet off the ground right here, just because we don't have that big of a tree. Otherwise, it's if you know your knots. I didn't. I'm not a Boy Scout, but a little bit of Googling. If you know your knots and how to hang it from the tree, a little bit of patience in putting it together. It's actually pretty easy, and I think if you do it a couple times, it'll go a lot faster. It's a real great, it's a great thing. Kids love it just for the backyard. I'm not sure how it would work if you wanted to take it, if you were going to go like car camping or something. If you were going to put it in the back of the car, hang it up from a tree, you could do that. Again, if you, you'd have to disassemble it because this probably is too big to fit in most cars. But that's it, the TreePod.